What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So yesterday I made a video talking about my exit plan for XRP and how much I stand to gain, whether it's, reality, expectation, total amount. And today I looked through Terra Luna Classic and I talked about that when I also was looking into Jasmy Coin and CRO and many positions that I have. A lot of them haven't reached even close to their max potential and hasn't even gotten to a point to where it starts my exit plan yet. So, with all of this being said, I know I'm going to make a lot of money. Let's say I make $100 million from cryptocurrency. I'll be honest, I don't need $100 million. I don't. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that are like, I could use $100 million. I could, put it here and here and here. Like, I don't need that much money. I'm not a greedy person. I'm a person that likes to accept gains when I got them. I'm a person that likes to give to many people. When I have something, I want to give experiences. I want to give, gifts. I want to give support and help. I just want to help as many people as I can. But I know for sure as a financial person, as a person that has been a senior financial analyst, as a person that has been a senior accountant, as a person that um, basically grew up in the world of not having money to understanding the value of a dollar and how far it can go, even from just the dollar trying to make money for itself, right? To understand how far that can go. Um, as a person that understands this, I realize that I can't just take everything that I own and give it to everybody else because then it stops me from being able to give back after that. So the point is to teach as much as I can, help people understand what's a good investment, a bad investment, what's a good strategy and a bad strategy, and also help the people that are in need that really can't help themselves. Last year I did my first bit of large scale charity work by giving back to the shelter that I grew up in, right? I was in that shelter multiple times with my mom, with my dad. I grew up there basically. And they changed everything around. They're really helping out a lot of individuals and starting different programs to actually include fathers and children, not just women and children in some of these shelters, which is fantastic because when I was homeless with my dad, I barely can like I couldn't go into a shelter. They had to know somebody in order to get me in there so that we can sleep on a cot, some sort of bed rather than on the street. With my mom, obviously I was allowed in there because it's women and children. So giving back, one, felt amazing, but also I feel as though there are still kids in like the same situation that I was in that they can't help themselves. They can't do anything about it. Their parents can. Their parents can try and do the best that they can in order to get themselves to a better life and get their children to a little bit of a better life, to be able to at least sleep in a bedroom or sleep on a bed that's not shared by other people. So honestly, I want to talk about the impact that I plan to have when I do make $100 million, right? Because I want to make that much money, not for me, but for everybody within my community. Because I know I can't help out the world, but I can help my community and do as much as I can in order to make sure there are less children going through what I went through. So, anyways, in this video, what I'm going to do is talk about the where the market is, but then also talk about what I stand to do with, let's say, $100 million. If I don't get to that point, which I just want to be confident and say that I will. um, but if I don't get to that point, then it will just be a percentage in what I stand to do. But let's talk about that in this video. If you could, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, that does help out the growth of the channel. It helps out the sponsorships, all of that stuff. I really appreciate if you guys want to check out BTCC down below, which is an exchange platform where you can get a 10% deposit bonus. You can leverage trade up to a 500x leverage. You can get extra bonuses so long as you hit certain milestones within deposits and uses and all that stuff. So feel free to check it out. I've been using it for a year and I really, really like this platform. And I've just been informed that I guess Jaron Jackson Jr., JJJ, Triple J is actually a part of BTCC, not necessarily like creating it, but at least as have them as a sponsorship, which is fantastic to see it kind of get to more mainstream NBA, to get to sporting events and just have the name out there, because it honestly is a really good platform that I've been using for this past year. So feel free to check it out. Link is in my description if you guys are interested in that. Now, currently, like if you look at my favorite cryptos, I have a lot of different cryptocurrencies that are here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Cardano, AVAX. I have a lot of them that have thousands of dollars invested in them, which I can believe that they're going to get to, maybe a 10 or even some of them 100x on what I invested. Meaning that if I invested $1,000, it's going to be $100,000. Meaning that if I invested $10,000, it could be $1 million. So as we move forward, I expect to gain quite a bit. Now, is it going to be 100 million? I really don't know, because I'm very conservative. So I like to make sure that if I'm going to invest into something, I protect my initial investment, I protect a lot of my profits, and then I keep some on the side for what I can gain in the long run and be a massive part of it. If I was invested into Bitcoin from the beginning and I had, let's say, 1 million Bitcoin, I would not have 1 million Bitcoin right now. I would probably have a good 1,000 Bitcoin, and then that's it. And that alone is enough to be a multi-millionaire with just having 1,000 Bitcoin in the end. If I decided to invest in it at the beginning, that's where it would be. However, I didn't. But that's what I assume we're seeing with a lot of these other plays, like an XRP, like an ADA, like a Solana, like an AVAX, like a Litecoin, where it's standing at $100 versus $1,000 or $10,000, in which it could get to. Chronos, which can get to multiple dollars. We could see massive growth that's there, and hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even millions of dollars. So let's just assume that I am going to make $100 million from it, right? If I'm going to make $100 million, I can tell you that 10% is going to our future and kind of building the passive income to make sure everything is sustainable. 90% of that is not going to me. 90% of that money will go to other places. We'll go to places like No Kid Hungry, which I donate to frequently. We'll go to places like shelters around my area. We'll go to places like parks and basketball courts and school systems. I will try and donate as much as I possibly can, because it's not about me making, taking $100 million and trying to make $200 million off of that $100 million, which would be great, because then I can essentially continue to invest or continue to kind of donate more money as I'm making money from these investments. But I can say that if I wanted to try with that, it would be 10%. 10% would go to the future, right? 10% could potentially go towards other investments to make sure that I can kind of consistently donate to charities and communities and make sure majority of that money is not going back to me, it's going to everyone else, right? What I could do, and I'm still thinking about it, is taking that money and being able to take the passive income from that money and just donate the passive income and see how that works tax wise. Because then if I can take the entire passive income off of that, let's say 90 million, and then consistently donate that money on a monthly basis to various places, then it could be a bigger deal than just taking the lump sum and throwing it in different areas or spreading it in different areas. Now, there's always value in giving a school system $1 million. There's always there's always value in updating the parks and making sure that You have, you know, clean water that's going through fountains. Make sure that you have, updated macadam on the basketball courts. Make sure that you have safe materials on the playgrounds. All of those things. That's something that I'm looking for. But then also, I would look to donate larger amounts or have a consistent donation towards the shelters and the homelessness in this area, which is not large, right? I've seen large scale homelessness in other states and cities. The Reading, Pennsylvania area doesn't have a large amount of homelessness, because you do have, shelters and accommodations and whatnot, and not many people that are homeless. But for the people that are struggling, for the people that are silent and struggling, to have some sort of fund that's a replenishing fund to help them in a large scale way, that's something that I would love to do. So just to let you know, and I hope that you guys do the same thing, if you find yourselves making, multiple millions of dollars, it's great to be able to establish your life and find a way to do that and make sure that you get yourself into a better situation before you decide to help others. But if you can find the consistency in being able to give to your community, that would be phenomenal. Because the way that we can help, obviously the best way that we can help is take some of these billionaires and make them want to donate into their community, right? Donate into their larger scale community. Who's buying their products? However, we have to take initiative. People like, he's kind of large and has a large following, but Mr. Beast, who does so much with his money, I want to be able to do a lot with my money and give back to many people, not only in my community, but also worldwide, in donations or places like No Kid Hungry, in just trying to find cures for things as well. So we'll see how it all plays out. Obviously, I would love to be able to gain $100 million, but it's not guaranteed that that's the case. But whatever we decide to gain, and as we get to that point, if it's well over $10 million, then I'm definitely going to look to helping out so many other people. Even if it's not over that, I'm still going to find a way to help as many people as I can, while still being able to secure kind of our life and make sure that the house is paid off, that we're paying taxes, that we're doing everything that we need to do. So that's my plan. Hopefully you guys have one as well. And hopefully your plan is to make 200 million. Hopefully your plan is to make $1 billion. But it's like, how you hit a certain level, like if you make $100,000, you're like, now I want to get to $1 million. Like that's kind of where I am, where I hit a certain threshold, a certain level in my life, and now I'm like, I could compound that and get to 100 times that, get to 50 times that, and now I'm at $100 million, right? So that's kind of what I want to see, and the growth that I want to see, and just helping people. That's what I want to do. So hopefully I can get to that point. If you guys have a plan, let me know what your plan is. Hit that like button. I'll go through a more detailed plan on what I plan on investing in for my money, specifically to be able to give me the passive income that I want in like a future video. But right now it's really all about what I stand to do with anything that's extra. Everything else, I hope that I have that extra, disposable income or disposable amount, because I really do want to help out so many people. I really do. And I know I can't help everybody, but I try. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Make sure you guys check out my link for BTCC, because that helps as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.